Llewyn Corn Jazz Diaries, Episode 3. Bernie asked us to meet outside the infamous Dog and Cat pub in Soho. He wanted me to meet the rest of the Evening Standards, our new jazz group. The rendezvous time was 6 p.m, so Gino and I thought we'd get there half an hour early just to wet our whistles and put our nerves at ease. Bang on 6 p.m, Bernie arrived outside the Dog and Cat pub with two other people. One a man, the other was a woman. Bernie embraced me warmly as Gino suspiciously examined the two others. The woman's name was Katrina Thomas, a hotshot bass player from South Cornwall. I'd heard about her before. In London, she was known as the Undercutter. If a bass player did a gig for 60 quid, she would do the gig for 50 quid. She used to steal all the bass chairs in London. She was ruthless, and she sure knew how to use a blade. It wasn't just her fee she was willing to cut. Next up was Drake Taxi Taylor, a real hard ass. Drake had made his name playing on the Sussex wedding scene. He'd earned big money, but he needed to test himself as a musician. He needed to see if he could cut it with the London jazz heavyweights. He was really starting to pick up a lot of gigs, but that's not the only way he made money. He was also an Uber driver and would charm his way into bands by always offering the leader a lift home after gigs. Sure, other drummers didn't like his methods, but no one dared say anything to his face. Not after the Tony Thompson disappearance back in 2019. After a quick pint, we moseyed over to Jerry Evans' Jazz and Cycle Repair Cafe on Flinton Street. It was a notorious hangout spot for hipsters and media types. Very cool. Back in the 60s, musicians used to meet here to network and get gigs off each other. However, since the area's gentrification, it had become a haven for hipsters staring at laptops while ordering pricey fancy dan beers and craft ales. As a lot of music venues closed down and DJs took the work from live bands, Jerry Evans couldn't just rely on his income from musicians anymore. Hence, the Cycle Repair Workshop was added to the name. Upon arrival, Jerry ecstatically greeted Bernie, who was clearly a regular. "The usual," said Jerry to Bernie. He nodded, and 5 baby shams were brought out. The others were shocked at Gino's refusal to drink alcohol. The short Italian ordered himself a glass of milk, which drew further raised eyebrows. We started to discuss our battle plan going forward. Should we play jazz standards or cutting-edge originals? Did we need a singer to be accepted by the general public? Should Gino manage us? As we chatted shop, a DJ started setting up decks in the corner of the bar by one of the bike racks. "What the hell is this baloney?" I blurted out. Bernie grabbed Jerry Evans from behind the bar, dragging him to the floor. "Why haven't you got a live band on? It's Scandinavian hip-hop jazz night tonight, is it not?" he yelled. The bar/cycle repair shop owner looked scared and ashamed. He explained the situation. "The thing is, Bernie, DJs bring in the cool young hipsters now. They don't want to hear live instruments anymore, bud." At that moment, Gino stepped in with the confidence of a small yet vicious honey badger. Gino explained that us jazz musicians could all learn something from DJs, that we had lost our touch with our audience, and if jazz was ever to become popular again, we would need to become more commercial, wear tighter jeans, and probably lose some weight. As the DJ started playing tunes from her decks, all the hipsters in the place gathered around her. The DJ's name was Roxy Coltrane. She was very pretty, something which grabbed Gino's attention. She was dressed like a sexy elf from the Lord of the Rings movie franchise. As the young hipsters started to dance around, sipping cool craft beer and looking at bikes, I realised that Gino had a point. I could have this audience sucking at my teat if I wanted. I just needed to play the game a bit. I looked at Gino and he looked back, giving me the look. Take the shot. With his encouragement, I pulled my trumpet from its case and pushed through the crowd of hipsters quite aggressively. I climbed onto the DJ podium and stood next to Roxy Coltrane. "What the hell are you doing?" she blurted out. "Llewyn Corn at your service," I replied. And with that, I put my horn to my lips and started blowing glorious bebop lines over a track entitled Smack My Bitch Up. At first, Roxy didn't seem to like the attention being taken away from her, but when she realised the crowd were digging a DJ playing with an actual musical instrument, she pretended to enjoy it. The track finished and the audience applauded me. I soaked up the adulation and whispered in her ear, "What track shall we play next?" She drew her mouth to my ear and hissed, "You've had your moment, now f*** off." I took that as a sign to leave the stage, but thanked her anyway and high-fived the crowd as I walked through it. Gino and the evening standards waited for me at the back of the room. They were talking to a very trendy Johnny Depp lookalike who seemed excited to be talking to actual musicians. He said he was a music producer and he'd love to get me on one of his tracks. He said he was famous. The pay was zero, but good exposure was guaranteed. We declined his offer and left the venue, although I'm pretty sure Gino took down his MySpace details. We walked back to the tube station, but on the way stopped to get some CBD oil from Holland and Barrett. I had not tried CBD oil before and was worried what effect it would have on me. I'd only just got over my Haribo Star Mix addiction, so I refused the offer from Bernie. Gino, however, accepted, and after 4 sprays of CBD oil under his tongue, he started to hallucinate. Rather than get the underground, I thought it would be safer to order a taxi. Luckily for us, Drake said he would take us in his Uber, although he still charged us full fee due to the price surge. Gino and I got back to his apartment and I put him to bed. The CBD oil had hit him really hard, and he said he would attend a drugs rehabilitation centre first thing in the morning. I poured myself a gin and slimline tonic from the drinks cabinet. Did you know a gin and slimline tonic has the same amount of calories as a Satsuma? Ain't that something? I sipped contentedly, gazing out of the window into my neighbour's bedroom. But when she caught me, I decided to call it a night. Little did I know that the next morning, I would receive a phone call that would change my life forever.
Hi, this is the voicemail of Gino, manager of Llewyn Corn, and you can call me Jine. If you want to get in touch about booking Louis, please do leave a message, and if I can find a minute in my very busy schedule, I will call you back so we can shoot Louis up in the stars. And one more thing, if you are from the United States of America, I will call you back straight away. All the other countries will have to wait.
Is that Llewyn Corn? Seth Jackson Worldwide, international agent. I got your number from the DJ. I'm her agent. I hadn't heard of you before last night. Thought I'd heard of everyone. You want to step it up a notch? You want a real career? I'm your fucking guy. Consider this a godsend. Stop wasting my time and call me back. Yeah, just like that, darling. Just like that.